Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got breaking news coming out from the UK to share with you guys. We're going to be talking more about long range strikes inside of Russian territory using Western made weapons. Will Ukraine be given the permission to strike targets inside of Russia using, for example, the British Storm Shadow missile? We've got this report from the UK Foreign Office. Okay, this is the Foreign Secretary for the UK. His name is David Lammy. We're going to be discussing him today because he was in an interview with Voice of America. And during this interview, he basically stated that he expects to see permission for Western made weapons potentially approved by early winter. Okay, because so that could be in the next coming weeks. That could be in the next month and a half, potentially for sure by like November is what I'm thinking in terms of time frame. If he's saying early winter, definitely could be next month in October. But we were hearing that supposedly Volodymyr Zelensky being in the United States right now at the UN General Assembly and meeting with President Biden, meeting with Trump, meeting with Kamala Harris, and presenting his victory plan to Biden, that Biden would not give him any kind of permission on strikes inside of Russia without seeing the victory plan first. So we don't know any details of that victory plan as of yet. But we're waiting to see if Ukraine is going to be given permission. Now, we were hearing that they might receive permission this week. I haven't heard any updates in regards to that. And now we're coming to the close of the UN General Assembly. So I don't think we're going to be hearing anything in terms of long-range strikes inside of Russia. But we've got this report from the UK Foreign Office saying that they expect permission for Ukraine to strike inside of Russia to be approved by early winter. Okay, so we're going to be going over that in just a moment. But real quick, I want to note that just the other day, we did a report to letting you guys know that Russian President Vladimir Putin warning the West and telling NATO that if any conventional weapons strike their territory, that they have changed their nuclear doctrine to fit the needs of that. That even if Western-made missiles or drones or anything really start striking inside of their territory, they could potentially use nuclear weapons to defend themselves. So obviously, very dangerous situation if Ukraine gets the permission to strike inside of Russia. Now, I know it will benefit them greatly to do this, but if Russia really is serious about using nuclear weapons, we could definitely have a very dangerous situation over here unfolding. So I want to talk some more about this today. I've got this report pulled up from Ukrainska Pravda. Just a quick report we're going to go over here to update you guys on this situation. UK Foreign Office expects permission for Western weapon strikes on Russia to be approved by early winter. Okay, so this just coming out today, Friday, September 27th, 2024. Here's the UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy again. And it says here, a decision to lift restrictions on Ukraine's use of long-range Western weapons against military targets in Russia may be made by early winter. UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy in an interview with Voice of America as reported by European Pravda. Lammy stressed that he expected that there be a very strong position in the coming weeks to provide Ukraine with everything that it needs. Okay, so very strong position in the coming weeks to provide Ukraine with everything it needs. Okay, I would think that would include long-range strikes inside of Russia if he's saying that everything that Ukraine needs. Okay, so the quote here was, "We meet here in the UN General Assembly. I know that President Zelensky is meeting with President Biden a little bit later in the week, also in Washington. We will head onto the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, November 18th to 19th, 2024 as well. So over the coming days and weeks, I expect us to be in a very strong position to ensure that Ukraine is in the best position it can be as we head into that tough winter in 2025, he said. Okay, so this tough winter I think that he's discussing about is obviously Ukraine's energy grid is just battered, okay? 80% of it is destroyed from what we're hearing, a large percentage of it just gone. 100% of their thermal power plants have been destroyed inside of Ukraine as well. So it's definitely going to be a very difficult winter for Ukraine in terms of energy. And we even heard some reports recently. I shared an update with you guys a couple days ago as well that apparently Volodymyr Zelensky had some intel that the Russians were preparing to strike their nuclear facilities as well, which could obviously create a very dangerous situation if that were to happen when it comes to nuclear radiation all over Europe. So obviously, a tough winter for Ukraine is going to be unfolding here very soon. In addition, the UK Foreign Secretary noted that the country's intelligence data shows that the situation for Kremlin leader Vladimir Putin will be more difficult next year. His economy is in trouble. He's going to find it very problematic with the amount of losses and casualties that he is taking, the minister stressed. Meanwhile, he noted Ukraine's successes, including in the Black Sea and Russia's Kursk Oblast. And actually, when you look at what Ukraine is doing, their ability to take back half the ground that's been lost, their ability to repel him from the Black Sea, their ability to advance in Kursk and hopefully keep the ground. This is a time for Western countries to show their nerve and to be absolutely committed as we head out of the autumn into the winter period, Lammy added. Okay, so he's basically calling on all these supportive nations, the Western nations that are supporting Ukraine right now, to come together and support Ukraine collectively, give them the support they need. Obviously, they're going to need help when it comes to their energy sector for sure. And we already know the U.S. has allocated billions of dollars to Ukraine just for their energy sector alone. But we'll have to see if this is going to come. But this is the latest update that I have in regards to long-range strikes inside of Russia, because we were supposed to be hearing something about that this week. But I have a big feeling that we're not going to hear anything. And I think when it comes to this victory plan, we might not hear much in regards to that. I think it's going to be, for the most part, classified. We may hear a little bit of information come out, is what I'm thinking, but probably not much. And obviously, we heard recently that the U.S. and the U.K. wants this to be a surprise attack if they do allow Ukraine to strike inside of Russia. They don't want to give Russia any advance notice, and they want it to be completely a surprise. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hear all of a sudden that Ukraine uses any of these missiles to strike inside of Russia, and then that's when it will be announced after a major attack happens. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. But this is definitely the latest in regards to long-range strikes inside of Russia. So we'll see in the coming weeks or maybe the next couple months if Ukraine gets permission to do so. But obviously, remember that major nuclear warning from Russia as well, from Vladimir Putin. We'll have to see if that's another red line that gets crossed and then they don't do anything. But definitely an interesting situation over here. So let me know what you think down below in regards to this. That's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.